right, Jimmy Childs, you got the hood off, the rear end's jacked up. What's going on with him?
Well, one thing after another this season. Had the battery completely die on it. We got a small oil leak we're trying to fix. I don't know, it's just one thing after another, you know. I mean, you race all year, you finish only 4 races on the lead lap. It's a pretty tough season. And I just want to finish it off strong, you know.
Well, you're looking at a 22-point deficit behind Kyle Pellet, and you even think you're going to finish the race tonight? It's not looking...
Oh, I'd like to finish it. I mean, the championship, it's his anyways, you know what I mean? Like I said, you finish 4 races on the lead lap. It would be a miracle, and is it even deserving 4 races on the lead lap, you know? So to even be second, I'm grateful for that. But I don't know. If we can get the battery to hold up, spark plug wise to stay on, and you know, I mean, maybe we can win it. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to win.
All right, Jimmy, a little distraught tonight, but hope you have fun out there.
Yeah, I'll have fun. Thank you, guys.
All right, Kyle Pellet, looking like you're going to be the Outlaw Mini Champion. It's only 22 points. A lot can happen, but, well, we lost one in practice, the 10 car.
I did see that.
Usually that's driven by, Chris Watkins, but he had some kid in there. Do you know the relation there?
DePietro, I think the little one there. He usually drives in the Thunder 4s, and he stepped up and tried the big Outlaw, so... And, yeah, I think he had something go in the engine, and then he couldn't see, so he tried to lock it up, and he unfortunately hit the wall.
Well, the only reason I mention that is because typically the Outlaw Minis only have like 10 or 11 cars, and each one can amount to a couple points for Jimmy to get you on them 22 points.
Right.
And, well, Jimmy, we just talked to him. He sounds a little down in the dumps. His car's not feeling that great tonight. He says he's having trouble with electrical and all that stuff, so he's pretty confident you're going to get this.
Well, that really stinks because looking forward to the competition. It's always, I mean, nothing but respect for him. He races, we race. That's what we're all here for, so I hope it comes out of it. I hope he figures it out so he can actually have a race, so it'll be interesting.
How's the old 08 car feeling tonight?
Feels good. It's finally a whole year it's been into this thing, and I've had quite a few electrical issues myself, and then finally it's going good today. I think the weather's really helping out with that. So,
was this a brand new car that you guys built over last winter or something?
Actually, I had it set out in my head. I wanted to start from the bottom with a car, so I built the car into a Thunder 4, raced it for 2020 as a Thunder 4, built it in 2021 in the winter, and then went to race, but I had gone overseas for a year. So, and then come back to race it full-time as an Outlaw. So it started from a stock car, and now it's a pretty stout Outlaw Mini.
Yeah, it certainly is. I didn't know you were a veteran. What branch are you in?
Coast Guard. 17 years.
17 years?
17 years, yep.
Going for that 20?
Yeah, going for that 20, be done.
Wow. Well, I got to shake your hand. Thanks for your service to the country, and
thank you.
I'm glad you're back here racing on a weekly basis.
Thanks.
All right. Well, Kyle, we'll let you at it. Is she pretty much ready to go?
Ready to go. Ready to go.
All right, have fun out there.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, we got Brian Robbins in the 79 Outlaw Mini, and the most recent weeks you got a win and a second. You've obviously, hit the ground running midway through the season. You didn't start off the season with us, right?
Well, I started the season, but the car didn't cooperate very well. We had engine trouble, but once we got it going, it seems to be a pretty good little car.
Yeah, and I saw you out there in practice, drift it through turn 2, and then it went around on you. What happened?
Well, I figured I was on the track all by myself, and I had to try it wide open all the way around, but obviously can't do that.
Yeah. So it's rear-wheel drive, and it's easier to let that rear come around on you than the front-wheel drive guys. They just kind of mash it, and it pulls them back straight, but this thing you were drifting.
Yeah, those rear-wheel drive cars, they're a little bit different. A lot of the guys run the front-wheel drive cars, but I've always driven a rear-wheel drive car, and if I get in a front-wheel drive car, I'd probably look foolish.
Now, okay, so Brian, running the 79, I know you are good friends or relatives with the Turner family. We had Stephen Turner with the incident at the beginning of the year, hit the concrete, and then we just recently lost Rodney Turner, right? What's the relation there?
Yeah, we've grew up with each other. They're pretty much family to us. And when we lost Rodney earlier this spring, and they've always had the 79 number. Yep. And I figured out one of those guys by running the 79, and it's been really good to me. So combination Robbins and Turners, it's been good.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing a good show between you and Willett and Jimmy Childs. You guys always run pretty strong consistently in the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are good to run with. I know last week it was a little rough, but I think this week will be a good race.
All right, Brian, thanks for talking with us. Have fun out there.
Thank you, Nick. We will.
An extra $300 bonus goes to the winner of this feature tonight in memory of John Russell Hibbard for the Outlaw mini class. So a little extra incentive there. Thank you. Ten laps the distance. Green flag is out, and it's Travis Pouliot in the 51, trailed by Shane Smith in the 41. Ian Frazier trying to hold him off in 3rd place. Kyle Willett all over the back bumper for 3rd. He'll open up the inside and put the 08 to the inside of Frazier now for 3rd place. Shane Smith is going to pull up and let the fast cars on through as well. Kyle Willett and Jimmy Childs charge into 2nd and 3rd as Travis Pouliot leads in the 51. Brian Robbins in the 79 follows up to 4th. And Jason Kimball in the 12 rounds out the top 5. Shane Smith and Ian Frazier duke it out for 6th place as Ian Frazier takes it away from Smith now at the halfway marker. Five laps down, 5 to go for Travis Pouliot. Dinsmore goes around on the front side in the 11. Yellow flag flies at lap 7. And the restart certainly helps Willett this time. He'll take the lead over Travis Pouliot. Jimmy Childs is still left in the 2nd row to fend off Brian Robbins in the 79. Pouliot leaves the door open just a little bit going into 3, and Jimmy Childs fills it. Two laps remain for your likely 2022 point leader, Kyle Willett. Looks like Kyle Willett's going to gain another 2 points in the championship running right here in this heat race. He'll make it a 24-point deficit between him and Jimmy Childs going into tonight's feature. Ian Frazier jumps the curb in 3rd in the 16. Everybody washes up high to avoid him. Shane Smith and Brian Robbins trying to motor on by Frazier. And side by side outside the top 5, it's the championship race between Jimmy Childs and Kyle Willett. Childs takes the position away from Kyle. And I'm going to assume something is leaking off the 41. They give the black flag to Shane Smith. Jimmy Childs in a hurry, putting that 10 car up into third now. Black flag for Shane Smith, sending him pit side. They are dropping like flies in this one. Travis Pouliot leads over Jason Kimball and Jimmy Childs. Now Brian Robbins puts the 79 car up to fourth with Kyle Willett rounding out the top five. And it looks like Kyle Willett will win the 2022 Outlaw Mini Championship. With how many cars are left on the track, there is not enough points to gather for Jimmy Childs to win this championship. Going into the feature, 24 points behind Willett. Side by side for second. Jimmy Childs looked to the high side moments ago and now crossed over to the inside and takes second away from Jason Kimball. Jimmy Childs turning 17.2s versus your leader, Travis Pouliot's 17.5s. Childs reeling down your leader with 0.3 of a second faster lap times over the 51. Your future champion at the conclusion of this race in the 08, Kyle Willett, puts it up into third place now. Halfway flags are going to fly this time for Pouliot in the 51. Jimmy Childs reeling him in a hurry, now less than a handful of car lengths. Just past halfway through the Kennebec Equipment Rental Outlaw Mini Feature. We got a spin. Brian Robbins in the 79 goes around in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Pouliot with a nice restart. Just before the caution, Jimmy Childs was closing in on his cushion, but Travis Pouliot reclaims the lead on the restart. Jimmy Childs fills the inside. Pouliot wanted to come down, but Jimmy Childs had a nose in there. And the 10 car is going to put it up front now with 10 laps to go, this time at the line. Kyle Willett went into this race with a 24-point gap over Childs, and now as they sit, it's down to a 20-point championship for Kyle Willett in the 08. But he wants to pick off one more position from fellow teammate, that is, in the 51. Willett looking to take second away from his teammate, Travis Pouliot. Jason Kimball in the 12 resides in 4th. And Brian Robbins has picked his way back into the top 5 in the 79. Six laps to go for Jimmy Childs. Kyle Willett is faster, folks. A little over 1/10 of a second faster is the 08 car versus the 10. Five laps left. Kyle Willett is closing up the gap on Childs very slowly. I think he's going to run out of time. Only 4 laps to go now. Childs turned up the wick that time. Last lap around, he was a 10th faster than Willett that time. 3 laps left for Jimmy Childs. Two laps in the air this time for the 10 Mustang of Jimmy Childs. Half a lap to go. $300 bonus on the line in memory of John Russell Hibbard. It's gonna go to Jimmy Childs in the 10. Kyle Willett will be your Outlaw Mini Points champion in the 08, taking home runner-up honors in the feature. Jimmy Childs, folks, picks up the final points Outlaw Mini race of the season. Jimmy, did you know there was an extra $300 on the line?
That's what somebody said.
Yeah, it's yours, man.
Thank
$300
you.
cash bonus.
Thank you to whoever did that.
Nice run, Jimmy. You were pretty distraught in practice with electrical gremlins. You must be pretty satisfied.
Well, we changed the battery, but the battery was 2 years old. And in the heat race, it started cutting out. Actually, it was doing it the last 5 laps. My dad gave me his booster pack. I got his booster pack strapped in, holding my battery.
Wow.
And then, and the car was just real free. But you know what? That was a heck of a race to come from the back and pass them cars, put the crossover move on the 12. You know what? I hope you fans love this. It's probably my last time here this year because I'm having more motor problems. But I want to thank my father, Billy. I want to thank Bill Bryant, Crystal, my daughter, Jordan, my sons, Danto Drywall, RPM Race Engines, Ron's Towing, Left Turn Chassis and Fabrication, Marty Emerson. But all you fans, I mean, the track officials, I mean, it's great. I love to do this, and I don't want to stop anytime soon.
All right, Jimmy, nice run. Looks like you'll take second in the championship by about 20 points behind this guy over here. Let him hear it. Your Outlaw Mini champion, Kyle Willett. Woo! Nice run, Kyle. Nice season.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, everybody.
Did you have a good year? Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Who do you got to thank on the hugely successful season?
The crew, in the back of the scenes, it's everything comes together and really makes this all happen. And then the fans, obviously, for showing up and supporting the track.
All right, did you have fun in that race out there?
I did. I thought I had a little more, but the car got a really bad push, so I gave it everything.
Will we see you next week for Fall Fury?
Absolutely.
All right, Kyle Willett, your champion, everybody. And Travis Pouliot, he led the first half. Did you have fun out there, Travis?
That's all it's about, Nick, is just having fun. Got to thank Zach and Kim giving me this opportunity. It's been, 3, 4, 5 years, something like that, since I've been behind the wheel. And first time in the points for a champion, for the trophy at the end of the year. And supposed to run this one race, and it ended up good. And Zach's like, hey, why don't you run it the rest of the year? And, you know, I clicked off, I don't know, 9 or 10 top threes, and I don't know, pretty good year for coming out of retirement. But car's gone today. It's going on a different trailer when we leave here, so probably just back to my spotting duties next year, I guess.
You spotting for anybody else today? You hopping on the headsets?
Yeah, I got to get a little Garrett McKee for the modifieds, and I got Brent Roy in the late models later tonight. So
Nice run in the top 3. Travis Pouliot, everybody. And Kyle Willett is your 2022 Outlaw Mini Champion. And another nice win for the 10 of Jimmy Childs. All right, now we got Steve Reno piloting the number 7 modified today. You decided to buy the Hinckley car that was driven by Alan Moeller.
Yeah, I was talking about getting back into it a couple weeks ago, and then I see that car come up, and most of Hinckley's cars go very well, so we thought we'd try it.
Yes, they certainly do. Now, to my understanding, it's been like 6 years, has it been, since you've been behind the wheel?
It was 6 years ago, October, when he had, 6 years ago. I haven't been in the car yet since.
So, going back to 6 years ago, what made you call it quits back then?
Oh, I had a bunch of things going on in my life, and I wanted to try something different. Actually, we are building a campground up in Abbott, Maine. So I tried that, and then after working 7 days a week all summer, I said I need some fun. So this is the fun I found.
Nice. So about 6 years ago, was that when Nick started racing too, more heavily?
No, Nick's actually been running probably about 12 years.
Okay.
So he's pretty much been on his own for the last 12 years. And he's picked up a lot of stuff. He's actually helped me a lot on this car to get it going. I actually put him in it first and told him to work the bugs out, and then I jumped in it and made sure it goes good. So.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of laps around here, especially recently, because
Yes.
you know, track's always changed, and he raced pretty consistently with our pro stock, so you know, I'm sure that he provided a lot of input for the modified.
He provided a lot, and Harold came out and helped also, so I've had a lot of support the last couple of days, so it's been pretty awesome.
Well, we've got a good field of modifieds today. I'm happy to see 13 of them, including yourself. And how'd you feel in practice? You think you're going to be competitive?
Well, I guess we're like the third fastest in the time thing, so I think we should be competitive.
All right, Steve Reno, so glad to see you here. You said you're the second generation. Tell me about the family lines. Your father, how long did he race for?
Lawrence Reno, he won 3 Pro Stock championships over here back in the 70s. And I won a championship back in the 90s. And Nick's running now, which is 3rd generation. And Reed, his son's racing now.
Yep, we've seen Reed in the 4-cylinder Pro Stock. So, Steve Reno, had to have you here, and we hope you have fun today.
All right, thank you.
Modifieds take the green with Brandon Williams. Shooting out front, Faith Cleaves just about goes around on the backside, and she will overcorrect and hit the wall. Tough break for the 89 of Faith Cleaves. Tough break for Faith Cleaves. She'll go up on the hook of AC Towing with 0 laps in the books. Williams pulls away once again. Kevin Sherman looks stout in the 1. He'll put it in 2nd, snatching it away from Scott Trask. Garrett McKee Jr. up to 4th. Kevin Sherman trying to hold on to 2nd. Getting a little wishy-washy. Not really staying right down on the curve like he probably should be with the 99 all over his tail, but that time he has a pretty good lap and gets a little bit of breathing room on Scott Trask. Up tight once again, Trask gives Sherman a bumper through 1 and 2. Brendan Williams will see the halfway flags this time. Great battle for 2nd. Kevin Sherman and Scott Trask continue to keep things interesting with 4 laps left now. Sherman sideways in turn 1. Looks like a fast car, but he's running it a little inconsistent, allowing Scott Trask to stay in sight. Garrett McKee having a great run, keeping up with the top 3, running in 4th, and Tyler Robbins goes up in smoke. Two laps left. Tyler Robbins, he is on fire. A fire ablaze on the engine. He'll head to the pits in a hurry, and we'll keep things going. White flag waves. We'll give you the scoop on Tyler Robbins as soon as we find out, but hats off to him for getting in the pits and not putting a disruption on this race. Brandon Williams picks up heat number 1. Adam Chadbourne from the high side will clear Witten and get to the bottom. Ryan Ripley tried to follow on the high side but didn't work. He'll cross over and look to the inside of Witten for 2nd. Back to the high side he goes. Ryan Ripley all over the track looking for a way around Wayne Witten in the 55. Chadbourne pulling away in the 1. Close quarters for 2nd as Ripley continues to look for a way around Wayne Witten. He'll slow off the pace. Something wrong with Ryan Ripley. Matty Sanborn will get by, and Steve Reno scoots by for 4th. Ripley is going to pick it back up. Adam Chadbourne, Wayne Witten Jr., Matty Sanborn with a 3-car breakaway in this one with 3 laps left. Laps to go for the 1 of Adam Chadbourne. Matty Sanborn closing in on Witten in 2nd. Chadbourne's going to see the white flag. The battle tightens for second place. Witten with a rear view mirror full of Matty Sanborn. Checkered flag flies on heat number 2. It's Adam Chadbourne. With Brandon Williams and Kevin Sherman. We've got Brandon Williams and Kevin Sherman on the front row, with Scott Trask in the 99 and Garrett McKee Jr. in the 26. Tyler Robbins is in the 34, with your champion Adam Chadbourne in the 1. The 55 is Wayne Witten Jr., with Ryan Ripley in the 09. Matty Sanborn in the 64, Steve Reno in the 7, Doug Phillips in the 8, and Mark Simon in the 1X. The championship modified event takes the green flag. It's Brandon Williams in the 87. Scott Trask follows up the inside underneath Kevin Sherman. Tyler Robbins is right there to try to do so as well. Robbins trying to keep Sherman at bay, keep him stuck to the high side. We'll see if the 34 can fill the inside gap. Sherman trying to get down. He'll do it. Robbins unable to capitalize, and Sherman will take over third. Brandon Williams opens up the inside for Scott Trask. Scott Trask looking for his first modified feature win in the 99. Looks like Trask will take the lead at lap 5. Here comes your champion on the outside. In the 1, Adam Chadbourne begins to progress now into the top 3. Chadbourne takes over third from teammate Sherman. And he's not done yet. He'll take second away from Brandon Williams. Chadbourne in a charge to the front, looking to the high side of your leader, Scott Trask. Ryan Ripley follows up the high side. Sherman gets sideways. Oh, he's still trying to gather it up. Sherman goes around going in turn 3. Up on the rock ledge. Steve Reno goes around as well, trying to avoid. Wow. Kevin Sherman in the 1X. That incident started all the way back in turn 2. Kevin Sherman got sideways out of turn 2, and it just kept on fetching up all the way down the backstretch. He finally looped it going into turn 3. "23 laps left. Lights out on the pace car. We're going to see the green flag this time with Scott Trask and Adam Chadbourne. Ryan Ripley and Brandon Williams in row 2. Adam Chadbourne from the high side. He'll take over the top spot quickly through turn 2 and drop down to the bottom. Single file for Chadbourne and Trask. Brandon Williams unable to hang with the top 3. Ryan Ripley breaks away from the pack and looks to the high side of Scott Trask. We've got more trouble in turn 3. It's the newcomer, Mark Simon in the 1. Ready to go once again. Chadbourne this time on the inside. He blew the doors off of Trask that restart on the high side. And he'll be looking to hold on to the top spot for this restart. Scott Trask gets the jump, but Chadbourne reclaims the lead down the backstretch. Now Ripley is on the inside of Trask, keeping him at bay. Close quarters as Scott Trask tries to get to the bottom right in front of Wayne Whitten, and Whitten locks up the brakes to stay off his back bumper. Fine job by the 55. As the top two run away, 10 laps in the books, 20 laps to go. Chadbourne and Ripley breaking away from the field. Scott Trask leading the rest of them in third place. Wayne Whitten sits fourth. Matty Sanborn rounds out the top five. Trouble with Steve Reno and Kevin Sherman. Again, third caution, same two cars. What is going on with these guys? Sherman hard into the wall, and Reno went around in the grass. I think Sherman's finally done. That was a hard hit. Haven't even reached halfway point. Let's go green. A lot of door slamming on that restart. Ryan Ripley trying to get every advantage that he can and almost cleared Chadbourne, but Chadbourne comes back strong in turn 3 and 4. Ripley drops to the bottom in a hurry, right behind the one of Chadbourne, and it's a two-car breakaway once again. Wayne Whitten getting hung out to dry this time. He'll lose a spot to Matty Sanborn, up to fourth now. At the halfway point now. 15 laps remaining in the final points event for the modified championship season. Ryan Ripley all over the back bumper of Adam Chadbourne, but just can't make the outside work. He's going to try to keep Adam Chadbourne at bay. And hopefully Chadbourne will slip up. And Ryan Ripley's hoping that he'll open up the bottom at some point. Scott Trask left to fend off Matty Sanborn. Sanborn briefly looked to the high side down the backstretch, but he'll settle back in single file. Two different battles happening. Chadbourne and Ripley for the top spot. Scott Trask and Matty Sanborn for third. 10 laps to go in the modified feature. Wayne Whitten keeping them honest in the top five, but doesn't seem to have anything for Sanborn and Trask. Same thing for third. Sanborn is hoping that Scott Trask will slip up and open up the bottom. Sanborn looks to the top side once again. Can he make it work in the second groove? He's got to be cautious. Wouldn't want to let the 55 of Wayne Whitten to the inside. Whitten trying to do it. Sanborn trying to get back down. The outside is not working in Matty Sanborn's favor. Chadbourne pulling away from Ryan Ripley with 5 laps to go. He'll be the champion of the 2022 Modifieds, but he wants to end the season with a statement. Try to win the championship as well as the final feature. 4 laps to go, this time for Adam Chadbourne. Ryan Ripley settles into second in the 09, and it is still a 3-car battle for third. Sanborn looks to the outside of Trask once again. Witten trying to fill the hole on the inside of Sanborn. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps left for the champion, Adam Chadbourne. White flag waves. Here we go. Adam Chadbourne picks up the final feature win of the year and the championship. Ryan Ripley hangs on for second, and Scott Trask picks up only his second top 3 of the year and second modified top 3 in career history. He is your champion, folks. Let him hear it. Adam Chadbourne. Win number 5 for the season. Adam, what a race with you and Ryan Ripley. He was keeping you honest.
Yeah, he had a good car. We made a little contact at one point, and I decided it was time to step out a ways. So we had a good ride.
Well, that last restart, I think you guys slammed a little bit, and he got the edge going into 1. That had to get you nervous that he was going to get to the bottom.
Yeah, I was afraid he was going to try to come to there even if I was there, but we've worked it out, and it went okay, so.
And, well, it must have been heartbreak when you saw Kevin Sherman in the wall. What were you thinking there?
Yeah, I kind of didn't follow the rules. I didn't see the red flag, but I had to make sure he was okay first.
All right, nice run. Championship season, final feature win. Adam, who do you got to thank? Get out that laundry list.
I got my list. First I got to thank my crew and my family. We wouldn't be here every week without them. My sponsors, Lynn Springs, Shop to Shore Carpentry, Dresden Takeout, Shad's and Son Towing, Monswig Restaurant, Farley's Cannabis, Norm's Used Cars, Napa Structure, Midcoast Glass, Cooks and Construction, Birds Oil Service, On the Road, and Oliver Subaru Repair. Got to thank fans for being here every week and supporting us. Hot, dry, dusty, or freezing to death, we wouldn't be here without you guys, so thanks for everybody.
Ryan, yeah, we were talking about that last restart. You did everything you could to try to get him, but you probably knew he had a bumper there and it wasn't safe to come down just yet.
No, I tried to pinch him down a little bit. I knew that was my only shot at a win, but no, it's just good, fun, clean racing there. Congrats to him. You know, he's well known in this class, so I've had fun all year racing against him.
Who do you got to thank on the 09 machine, Ryan?
I always forget, yeah. Well, I got to start with mainly concrete.
Mainly concrete pumping, of course.
Yeah, I got to start there. Darren and Deb, they do a lot for me. You know, I got Kelsey and my Uncle Wayne, Dad, my sister, Naughty Lady, Mecklin Builders, LLK. Forrest Peasley, we're really missing him. Williams Greenery. Wishful Thinking. Scott Delano, he's not here with us. Wayne Luce, grandparents. There's a bunch of people I'm missing, but it's a whole group effort here.
All right, nice run, Ryan Ripley. And how about Scott Trask? Woo! Scott Trask, your second top 3 visit of the season. What can you say about this season after opening day?
I didn't expect this, but I'm glad we finally figured the car out. It's really more seat time. I came from a mini stock, so this thing's like an animal compared to that.
And you had your rearview mirror full. That was definitely interesting with Matty Sanborn for sure.
Yeah, I looked up in the mirror and I see that 64 there. I said, I guess eyes are out of the mirror. Let's pay attention in front of us. But really, I was using a lot of brake. I got to say thanks to him. He could have really turned me. I was holding him up. So I got to say hats off to that team. They're good competitors to race against.
All right, nice run, Scott. Who do you got to thank on the 99?
I got to thank my father-in-law, Ken Beasley, KB Towing, BRF, he built this car, Ed Trask Drywall, all you fans, Richard, Vanessa, everybody that comes. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. Thank you.
This time around with qualifier number 1 for the late models, David Getchell and Brent Roy. Getchell was fastest in practice, and he's looking to pick right up where he left off in practice. He'll lead lap number 1 in the 88. Brent Roy getting stuck on the top side. He'll lose second to Jonathan Emerson, and now DC Alexander works on him for third. Alexander down the backstretch, he'll take third away, and Scotty Hall is right there to fill the inside as well, side by side for the top 5. Brent Roy doing a fine job hanging on the outside of Scotty Hall, trying to hold on to that 4th place spot, but it's not gonna look likely. Roy will file in single file to round out the top 5. Colton Chabuk a ways back there in 6th. Now at the halfway flags for David Getchell. Now Scotty Hall's working on 3rd place. Will DC Alexander leave the inside open? Hall has the nose in there, and he'll do it. Scotty Hall takes 3rd away from DC Alexander. Three laps to go at the line for David Getchell. Jonathan Emerson comfortably in 2nd. Scotty Hall starting to pull away in 3rd. 2 laps left. DC Alexander might have to race defensively to hold on to 4th over Brent Roy now. White flag in hand. Final lap, and it's David Getchell, Jonathan Emerson, and Scotty Hall, and now the battle is for 4th. DC Alexander trying to fend off Brent Roy. Josh St. Clair leads the point standings going into this final event for the late models. He leads by 58 points over the 25 of Will Collins. So Josh St. Clair will likely be your 2022 late model champion in the 14 car. We're ready to go green another 10 laps. Row 3 has the 15 of Frankie Moulton and Mark Lucas in the 5. Chris Thorne is in the 17 and Daniel Harding in the 38. Will Collins takes the rear in the 25. Dave Farrington starts off strong in the 73. Jet Decker gets to the bottom and holds on to second in the 01. Matt Burgoyne holds on to third in the 38. The man on the move is the 15, all the way from row 3. It's Frankie Moulton now up to fourth. Chris Thorne, from almost a dead last starting position, he's up into the top 5 now in the 17. Everybody files down to the bottom single file. Halfway flags in the air this time for Dave Farrington. Farrington running away with this one. Jet Decker holding on to second. Matt Burgoyne comfortably in third. Chris Thorne up to fourth now. Frankie Moulton washed up high a couple of laps ago, and he's getting stuck up there as Josh St. Clair and Daniel Harding scoot through on the bottom to force Frankie Moulton to fall back deep in the field. Frankie Moulton went from 4th to 7th in a hurry, coming to the white flag for Farrington in the 73. Mark Lucas called it quits early. Frankie Moulton's gonna call it quits early, and we're coming to the checkered flag. It's gonna be Dave Farrington in heat number 2. We're going green. What a jump by the 24. Jonathan Emerson clears Scotty Hall in a hurry, and it's a 2-car breakaway. Hall puts some distance between him and DC Alexander. DC Alexander breaks free from the pack, leaving Connor Winters and Brent Roy to duke it out for 4th and 5th. Brent Roy will clear Winters, and now he'll get to the bottom to solidify 4th. Here comes Dave Farrington on the high side, taking 5th away from Connor Winters. The 73 car cracks the top 5. On the high side of Brent Roy. He'll move the 73 up to 4th. Brent Roy falls back to 5th with pressure from the 38 of Matthew Burgoyne, looking to the high side now to crack the top 5. Your champion in the 14, Josh St. Clair, right there ready to pounce. Mark Lucas leads the second half of the pack in the 5 car. Jonathan Emerson still leads over Scotty Hall in the 10. Side by side for third. Here comes Dave Farrington around the outside of DC Alexander. Farrington clears Alexander, and he'll settle into third. Side by side for the top 5. Here comes Matt Burgoyne on the top side. Matthew Burgoyne just about clearing Brent Roy for 5th. And Josh St. Clair attempts to follow on the top side. Around the 26 of Brent Roy. Burgoyne will clear and settle into 5th. Here comes your champion, Josh St. Clair, looking for 6th. Dave Farrington reels in your top 2 in a hurry. He is there, 1/4 of the way through the race, lap 10. Jonathan Emerson and Scotty Hall bumper to bumper with pressure from Dave Farrington now. Working the top side. Hall gets into the back of the 24 and Emerson goes around your leader. Quarter of the way through the race. 10 laps out of 40 in the books. We're going to see the green this time with Dave Farrington and DC Alexander. What a restart by Alexander. Alexander gets shot out like a rocket, but we've got carnage in turn 3. Another solid restart by Alexander, but this time it wasn't quite enough to clear, and Farrington fights back strong on the bottom. More carnage in turn 3. Colton Chabuk up into the wall. Trouble for the 15 of Colton Chabuk. And then I believe it is Jonathan Emerson in the 24, also with contact. Heavy right front fender damage on Jonathan Emerson's 24, but he did not make contact with the wall. That was just with car contact with Colton Chabuk. And Emerson will head pit side as well. Let's see if DC Alexander can have another one of those stellar restarts from the high side, or if Dave Farrington can fend him off. Wow, Alexander on the money for these restarts. What a drive by the Dirty 30. Can he hold off Dave Farrington? Farrington's looking low, but not quite there. Alexander holds him off. We've got a spin for third. Josh St. Clair and Jet Decker collide for third place. Oh, DC Alexander caught off guard for that one. Farrington. Oh, a yellow comes out. Hard contact. Lucas gets into the back of Farrington real hard without seeing the yellow as quick as Farrington did. Luckily, Nobody goes around, but Mark Lucas has some heavy damage to the front now. The last restart was a no-go between DC Alexander and Farrington. They were playing games. And so we flip the front two rows. Let's see what Brent Roy and Frankie Moulton can do with this one. Nice clean start. Frankie Moulton takes command from the top side. Can he clear Brent Roy? Not quite enough out of turn 3 and 4. 3 wide. DC Alexander moves Brent Roy up off the bottom. And they go 3 wide for a brief moment. Farrington gets hung out to dry. Farrington from the outside pole now finds his way trying to hold on to the top 5. Will Collins up into the top 3 now. Gives chase on DC Alexander as Frankie Moulton starts to lead some laps. Will Collins to the top side. DC Alexander shuts the door. Here comes Daniel Harding on the top side of Chris Thorne. They battle side by side for 4th and 5th. Dave Farrington finds himself just outside the top 5. Frankie Moulton starts to pull away just as Will Collins cracks the top 2. He'll motor on by DC Alexander. Daniel Harding looking stout on the top side. Harding is going to get by DC Alexander for 3rd now. Halfway flags, 20 laps to go. Will Collins, the fastest car on the track. He reels in Frankie Moulton in a hurry and looks to the top side. Daniel Harding running so high in the first corner. And that's going to allow Chris Thorne to get underneath DC Alexander. Harding gets hung out to dry this time. Chris Thorne cracks the top 3. Dave Farrington follows up the bottom. Alexander looking to get down low, but Scotty Hall is right there. And 3 wide again. Daniel Harding threads the needle. Alexander falls off the pace of the leaders. Will Collins has taken command. He's looking to win the final 4 races in a row. Frankie Moulton looking for his first top 3 of the year. Chris Thorne as well has not finished in the top 3 this season in the 17. Scotty Hall rebounding from that early race penalty, now into the top 5. bumper to bumper for second, third, and fourth. Nose to tail with Frankie Moulton, Chris Thorne, and Dave Farrington. 10 laps to go. Chris Thorne makes a daring effort to look to the top side. He's trying to get around Frankie Moulton, but Farrington is right there to fill the hole if he can't make it happen. Will Collins is in a different area code all by himself, but the battle is for second and third. Chris Thorne is making it work. Down the backstretch, Thorne has the advantage over Frank Moulton. So close to clearing. Chris Thorne will clear. Frankie Moulton fights back strong, keeping Chris Thorne at bay. Scotty Hall right there in the mix. Scotty Hall looking for some major redemption. Looking for his first top 3 of the season as well, just outside the top 5 in car number 10. 5 laps left. Scott Hall fills the opening underneath Dave Farrington. Chris Thorne clears Frank Moulton and puts the 17 car down on the inside. Frank Moulton fighting desperately for his first top 3 of the season. They are stacked up behind him. Dave Farrington and Scotty Hall filling up the rear view mirror of the 15 as the laps wind down. Will Collins, this time at the line, is gonna see 2 laps to go. Looking to win 4 in a row for the final 4 events of the season. Chris Thorne has settled into second. Frankie Moulton trying to hold on for his first top 3. Farrington continues to look to the top side. White flag waves. Will Collins is gonna go 4 feature wins in a row in the 25. Chris Thorne and Frankie Moulton fill out the top 3. And then it was a photo finish for 4th. Dave Farrington squeaks it by Scott Hall to take 4th, with Scott Hall rounding out the top 5.
It's Will Collins' world, and we're just living in it right now. Collins makes it 4 wins in a row, 5 out of the last 6 in this division, but comes out short in his bid for his second late model title. Some early season problems had plagued him, and despite this winning streak, ends up finishing second in points. And we'll get a chat with your champion in just a moment. But right now, back down to Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane. Nick Huff's got your top 3.
Will Collins, everybody. Like Ken said, it's Will Collins' world right now. We're just living in it. And he's got to survey the damage on the right front. But hey, sacrificing a front fender is worth another win, right, Will?
Yeah, maybe that's the secret.
You didn't slow down one bit.
No, and it's funny because after that, I got into the 38 there when everyone checked up. I asked him, "Gee, if the car looked good?" And he's like, "Yep, perfect." So
they just didn't want you to have to worry.
I guess not.
Don't stress out the driver.
No, geez, I don't know. This thing was unbelievable. Once I got free, I was like, wow. Just when I didn't think we'd make the car any better, somehow it got better.
Yeah, it's just so dominant in the late running, 4 in a row. And 5 out of the last 6 races. Who do you got to thank on the 25 machine?
My dad for everything he does, Mom, my wife, my 2 boys, all these guys that help. I can't thank them enough. No way I could do this without any of them. Rockland Ford, Swift Storage, Beckett's Auto, L&S Concrete, and anyone else I forgot. Thank you guys. It's been quite a run.
Chris Thorne, where's he at? Oh, Chris.
Marion's favorite driver.
Whose favorite?
That crazy lady that's screaming over there.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, I got all my facts mixed up. I thought that was going to be your first top 3 of the season, but I think I must have called out sick that day that you got a top 3 earlier.
Well, this is my first legitimate top 3, I guess. The first one was due to a DQ, so this is my first stop here in Victory Lane this year.
That's right. Okay, so I didn't miss it. First visit to Victory Lane, that's what really counts when you get to do the interview and thank everybody that helped get you here. So who do you got to thank, Chris?
I just got to thank my family, my brother, he comes and helps, my wife and the kids, and the sponsors. We'll see if I can remember them. It's been a while. We got Clark's, Scrap Metals, Goggins IGA, Coca-Cola. I got Charlie's Honda, Trees Limited. I think I got them all right there. And congrats to Will and to Josh on the championship. I knew my only shot to win would be I'd have to get to the front before Will, and that obviously that didn't happen, but that thing's just a rocket.
Chris, can we expect you back for Fall Fury?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes.
All right. Chris Thorne, everybody. Hey, Frankie Moulton. Nice run on your 3rd place finish. Frankie, that restart, I think you were sitting like 5th, and then you get to jump up to the front row. That was wild.
Yeah, I see Mark wrecked, and I'm like, well, I guess the next guy up's me.
Yeah.
So I'll just go up there.
You made out like a bandit on that one.
Yeah, I didn't have to mess with a mess. I just got to thank my dad, my wife Susie, my mom. Me and my dad worked on this thing pretty hard this week. Still can't catch Will, but we'll keep trying. Bill and Bonnie, Kayla and Alec, Ben, Survey Inc., the hair room. I couldn't have done it without them.
Can we catch you next week for Fall Fury?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, he says. Frankie Moulton, he'll be back. That's going to do it for the top 3. And big congratulations to our late model champion, Josh St. Clair. Oh, Josh St. Clair. So that was a wild one with you and Jet Decker. What happened?
I got to congratulate him for being such a great job and doing such a great job over there into 3. You know, he had no room and he just drove through me, so it was pretty impressive. He definitely wins Smooth Driver of the Year in my book. He's done nothing but plow his way through everybody all season long, and what goes around comes around. But the season's over, and I got to thank these guys that busted every weekend. It doesn't work without a group of guys. M&S Paint, Dave's World, Wentworth Family Grocery, Duval's, Larrabee Construction, Outlaw 600. There's a bunch of them that all pitched in for not only here but Oxford, and 2 more championships is something to be said, I guess. The end of the season didn't end the way I wanted it to by any means, but we had a hot streak in the beginning, and Will turned on the fire at the end. So congrats to him. Man, he put a show on the last few weeks. But, yeah, the street stock race was a blast. I know that. I think I got 3rd, yeah.
3rd in that?
Yep, and it was a lot better racing with streeters than it was in the late models tonight, by hands down. So that's all I got.
All right, Josh St. Clair, you're the champion once again. So how many late model championships does that give you, you said?
This is the second one, back to back. Yeah, 5 total. I didn't win a championship before last year, and maybe it's life decisions and choices, and some luck, that's for sure. But you know, next year we'll be back with a new pro stock, and we're gonna beat Kevin.
Awesome, glad to hear it. Can't wait to see it. Josh St. Clair and Kevin Douglas, certainly the heavy hitters in the pro stocks on a weekly basis. And Ken, why don't you take us home this evening?
All right, thank you very much, Nick Huff. Congrats to all our victors tonight down there in Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane. Thank you very much to Lee Mortensen and Four Seasons Synthetic, your AMSOIL factory connection. We appreciate your support, brother. Keith Drost with the win of his career today, gets the cowboy hat and the accolades. And congratulations from all of us here at Wiscasset Speedway. Don't forget, folks, Fall Fury next Saturday afternoon, 12 noon. The green flag flies on 12 divisions of racing action here. Features only in all of our weekly divisions, plus the wicked good vintage racers in town. Then we'll wrap up the season with a chicken barbecue and awards for all our race teams, and put a bow on the 2022 season here at Wiscasset Speedway. So make sure you check the website, wiscassetspeedway.com, for all the details. And one final time, on behalf of Richard and Vanessa Jordan and the entire staff, thank you for attending tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend and travel safely. Good night.